Hello, Trevor Thompson here for my final video presentation. My first user story states, as a non-registered student, I want to be able to create an account so that I'm able to use the application. Acceptance criteria. The user is able to create an account. So for this one, we'll go ahead and create an account. We'll say our username is TT. Our password will be pass. We'll try to log in. We don't have an account yet, so it won't let us. We'll go ahead and click register. We get a message saying the account has been created. Our next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to sign into my account by supplying my username and password so that I can log into the application. Acceptance criteria. The user is able to sign into the application with a username and password. So for this one, we'll go ahead and sign with the account we just created, and we're brought into the main page. Next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to visit a separate page for each department through the app from a list of departments so that I can have additional options for that department. Acceptance criteria. The user is able to select a department from a list of departments and is then redirected to another page for that department. So for this one, we'll go to our departments. Here we have a list of departments. We'll pick one, say computer science, taken to the computer science webpage. We'll go engineering, and we're taken to the engineering page. Our next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to see a map with a marker where the department building I'm looking for is located so that I can find the building. Acceptance criteria. A map is displayed with a marker where the department building is located. So for this one, we will marker where the engineering department building location is. So here we go. You can see there's a marker there. And if we go back, we'll say we want computer science. We'll click on location. And we're taken to the location of the computer science building. Next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to visit the department's website for the previously selected department so that I can visit the department's website. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to visit the previously selected department's website. So for this one, we'll go back and we'll visit the computer science website here. As you can see, we're taking the Department of Computer Science. So that works. We'll go to chemistry, click on their website. As you're taken to the Department of Chemistry website. Our next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to see a route to the building I'm looking for so that I can find the building easier. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to see a route to the building they are looking for. For this one, we'll click on directions. As you can see, we get a little route to where the building is located. Next user story. As a student, I want to be able to visit a separate page for each sport through the app from a list of sports so that I can have additional options for that sport. Acceptance criteria. The user is able to select a sport from a list of sports and is then redirected to another page for that sport. So for this one, we'll go back. This time we'll click on sports. We'll click on football, take to the football page. Go back, we'll say we want basketball, take it to the basketball page. Next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to visit the sports schedule for the previously selected sport so that I can visit the sports schedule. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to visit the previously selected sports schedule. For this one, we'll click schedule. Should be brought to the men's basketball schedule. Here we are, men's basketball schedule. Go back, we'll try another sport to show that it works. We'll do football. Go to schedule. Again, we're taking it to the football schedule. Next user story. As a student, I want to be able to see a map with a marker where the venue of the sport I'm looking for is located so that I can find where the game is played. Acceptance criteria. A map is displayed with a marker where the venue of the sport is located. So for football, we click location, we should be taken to the football field location. As you can see, we are. And just to show that it works for all the sports, try another one. We'll try baseball this time. Go to location. And we are taken to the location of the baseball field. Our next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to add a class or deadline with a date and time into the app so that I can keep track of my classes and deadlines. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to add a class or deadline with a date and time into the app. So for this one, we'll go back. This time we'll go to schedule. We need to get a name for our, so we'll say we have a calc test coming up. We'll set a date for, we'll say tomorrow. Time, sure, it'll work. We'll go add class or deadline. As you can see, calc test has been added. My next user story states, as a student, I want to be able to see a list of the previously entered classes and deadlines so that I never miss a class or deadline. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to see a list of all their previously entered classes and deadlines. So for this one, we'll go to View Deadlines. As you can see, we have the calc test right there. Our next user story. As a student, I want to be able to set an alarm and then receive a notification when the alarm goes off so that I don't miss an important event. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to set an alarm and then receives a notification when the alarm goes off. So for this one, we'll go back. We're going to set alarms. For this one, we'll say P10 is coming up. We'll do today. Time, we'll set it from a minute from now. We'll go ahead and set that. And while we wait for that, we'll go ahead and read my next user story, which states, as a student, I want to be able to set an alarm and receive a notification when the alarm goes off for a previously created class or deadline so that I don't miss my class or deadline. Acceptance criteria. The student is able to set an alarm from a previously created class or deadline and then receives a notification when the alarm goes off. So for this one, we'll go to Schedule. We'll go to View Deadlines. And because it's very hard to time everything, right now it only goes off after 5 seconds. But normally it would go off for the due date and the time that is shown right here for the notification. So we'll click that. That's going, and while that is going, we'll show that P10, that one that we said earlier, has shown at 3:41, which it was supposed to, and then that one for the calc test just showed up. And that is all my progress for the app. Thank you for watching.